My fiancé handed me a prenup stating, "Your assets are ours, my $80 debt is yours." I laughed and ripped it up. She screamed, "Sign it or no wedding." I replied, "No wedding sounds great." I left her with the photographer's cancellation fee and a reality check. I, 31 male, was supposed to get married in 6 weeks. Keyword, supposed to. My fiancé, 29, and I have been together for 2 years, engaged for 8 months. Everything seemed normal until 3 nights ago when she came home with a manila folder and this weird smile on her face. "Baby, I need you to sign something real quick." Me, "What is it?" "Just a prenup. My friend who's a paralegal helped me draft it. Standard stuff." Red flag number 1. Standard stuff doesn't require a paralegal friend instead of an actual lawyer. I opened it, started reading, got to page 3 and literally laughed out loud. The thing was wild. Here's the summary. All my current assets, house I bought before we met, savings, 401k become marital property immediately upon marriage. Her student loan debt, $80,000 becomes my sole responsibility. In the event of divorce, all assets split 50-50, but I keep 100% of her debt. I pay all household expenses during marriage while she focuses on her career. If we have kids, I'm responsible for 100% of childcare costs. Basically, what's mine is ours, what's hers is mine, and I'm an ATM. Me, "You're joking, right?" "It's just protecting both of us." "How does this protect me? I take on all your debt and give up half my assets." "Well, yeah, because you make more money. It's only fair. I make $85,000 as a software developer. She makes $52,000 in marketing. Not exactly a massive gap that justifies this insanity." Me, "Did you actually read this before bringing it home?" Of course. My friend explained everything. It's normal for the higher earner to take care of things." I flipped to the debt section again. "You want me to be legally responsible for your student loans? They're going to be our loans once we're married anyway." Me, "No, they're not. That's not how marriage works." Her face got red. "Are you seriously going to be selfish about this? After everything we've been through?" "Everything we've been through? We dated normally. No major obstacles, no drama, just regular relationship stuff." Me, "I'm not signing this." "Why not?" "Because it's completely one-sided. I lose everything if this marriage doesn't work out." "So you're already planning for divorce? Wow, nice to know you're not committed." The manipulation was impressive. I almost respected it. Me, "That's not what I said, but this prenup is ridiculous." She snatched it back. "You know what? Fine. Don't sign it, but there's no wedding without it." I looked at her, really looked at her. This woman I thought I knew. She was dead serious. Me, "Okay, what?" "Okay, no wedding then." Her jaw dropped. "Excuse me? You heard me. If the price of marrying you is signing away everything I own and taking on your debt, then I'm out." "You're being ridiculous. This is just a piece of paper." "Then why do you need me to sign it?" Because it's normal. Everyone has prenups now." "Not like this, they don't." I stood up, grabbed my keys. "Where are you going?" "My brother's place. I need to think." "Don't you dare walk out on me. We have a wedding to plan." Me, "No, you have a wedding to cancel." I left, blocked out her calling my name, drove to my brother's house and crashed on his couch. That was 3 days ago. She's called 38 times. Texted about 100 messages ranging from, "Baby, please come home," to "You're throwing away our future over nothing," to "I can't believe you're this selfish." I haven't responded, but I did call our wedding photographer this morning. Cancellation fee, $1,200. They keep the $3,000 deposit. I told them to bill everything to her since she's the one who made the wedding conditional on a bogus prenup. The photographer was confused but took down her information. My fiancé just sent me a screenshot of the photographer's bill with, "Are you serious right now?" Yeah, I'm serious. She made this bed. She can pay for it. Update 1. 5 days later. Okay, the last few days have been absolutely mental. Thanks for all the comments calling out the prenup BS. Showed some to my brother and he called it financial abuse in a folder. So after I posted my ex-fiancée, feels weird calling her that, ramped up the crazy. Day 2, she showed up at my office. Literally walked past reception claiming she was meeting her fiancé for lunch. Security escorted her out when I said we weren't together. She screamed in the lobby about me abandoning her during wedding planning. My boss pulled me aside after. asked if everything was okay. I explained briefly. Engagement ended. Ex is having trouble accepting it. He was cool about it, but suggested I document everything. Good call. Day 3. Her mom called. This conversation was wild. Her mom, what's this nonsense about you canceling the wedding? Me, I'm not canceling. Your daughter made it conditional on me signing a prenup that makes her debt my responsibility and my assets hers. Her mom, so? You're supposed to take care of her. That's what marriage is. Me, marriage is a partnership, not me being a wallet. Her mom, she's already sent out 150 invitations. Do you know how embarrassing this is? You should have thought about that before demanding I sign a terrible prenup. Her mom, you're being a child. Real men provide for their families. Real women don't try to legally trap men into taking their debt. She hung up on me. Day 4. Here's where it got interesting. My ex sent me this long text about how she forgives me and we can move forward if I just apologize and come home. I replied, I'm not apologizing for refusing to sign a bad prenup. The engagement is over. Her response, fine, then you owe me $15,000. For what? My half of the wedding deposits. If you're canceling, you pay. I actually laughed. See, here's the thing. I have receipts for everything. The venue deposit, $5,000, catering, $3,000, photographer, $3,000, DJ, $100, flowers, $1,200. Total, $13,000 in deposits. Wanna guess who paid all of it? Me. Every single deposit came from my account. She was saving for the honeymoon, which I now realize was code for not contributing financially to our wedding. Me, check your bank records. You haven't paid for any deposits. I've been paying for the planning, the time and effort. Me, that's not how deposits work. You're seriously going to nickel and dime me after 2 years together? Me, you're seriously trying to charge me for deposits I paid? She stopped responding to that thread. Day 5. Today, got a call from the venue. My ex called them crying, saying I went crazy and she wants to keep the wedding date, but with a different groom. The venue coordinator was very professional but clearly weirded out. She asked if I wanted to transfer the contract to my ex's name. Me, absolutely. She can have the date and the deposit. The deposit is non-refundable and she'd need to pay the remaining balance. Perfect. Send her the contract. And is she planning to marry someone else? I have no idea what her plans are at this point. 2 hours later, my ex called screaming about how I screwed her by transferring the venue contract. They want $12,000 by next week. How am I supposed to pay that? Me, not my problem. You can't just leave me with all this debt. The irony was beautiful. Isn't that what your prenup wanted me to do? Take on your debt? That was different. How? Her, because we'd be married. Right, so you wanted legal paperwork forcing me to take your debt, but now you're mad about contracts requiring you to pay your share. Interesting. I hate you. Cool, sign the venue contract or lose the date. She hung up, but the real kicker came this afternoon. Remember that paralegal friend who drafted the prenup? Yeah. She's not a paralegal. She's a life coach who took one online legal course. I know this because my actual lawyer, who I hired yesterday, looked into it. The prenup was so poorly written it would have been thrown out in any court. Multiple clauses were straight up illegal. The debt transfer part? Not enforceable in our state. My ex tried to bully me with a fake legal document written by someone with zero legal credentials. My lawyer sent her a letter today outlining why the prenup was invalid and unenforceable. Also included a cease and desist for the harassment, showing up at my work, the constant calls. Her response came via text at 6 p.m. I can't believe you got a lawyer. This is so dramatic. Me, you brought me a fake prenup. I brought a real lawyer. Seems proportional. We could have worked this out like adults. Me, adults don't use fake legal documents to trick their partners. No response to that. My brother asked if I feel bad. Honestly? No. She showed me exactly who she is. Someone who'd try to legally trap me into taking her debt while grabbing my assets. Someone who weaponizes guilt and manipulation instead of having honest conversations. The wedding's in 6 weeks, or would have been. She still hasn't canceled the flowers or the DJ. Those deposits are all in my name, but the contracts say cancellation fees apply to whoever booked them. I'm eating those fees. About $2,000 total. Worth it to be free from this. She can figure out her venue situation on her own. Natural consequences are a beautiful thing. Update 2. 2 weeks later. The entitlement has reached truly impressive levels. My ex is now claiming I ruined her life and owes her compensation. Let me break down the chaos. Week 1 aftermath. She started calling my family, my mom, my dad, my aunt, my cousins, everyone. Her sob story was that I suddenly changed my mind about marriage and left her at the altar. We never got to the altar, but details don't matter to her apparently. My mom called me concerned. I sent her a photo of the prenup. She called back 10 minutes later. Mom, what in the world was she thinking? Me, no idea. Mom, your father and I were going to offer you money for the honeymoon. I'm glad we waited. Yeah. Dodged that bullet. My dad's response was simpler. Good riddance. But my ex's family went nuclear. Her dad called and threatened to sue me for emotional damages. My lawyer sent him a very polite letter explaining that's not how anything works. Her sister posted vague stuff on social media about toxic men who bail when things get real. I didn't respond. My friends saw it though and asked what happened. I kept it simple. She wanted a prenup that made her debt mine and my assets hers. I said no. She said no wedding. I said okay. Most people got it immediately. Week 2 drama. Remember those wedding vendors? Yeah, the situation got messier. The venue called me again. My ex never signed the transferred contract, never paid the balance. The venue is now threatening to sue her for breach of contract since she verbally committed to keeping the date. Not my circus anymore, but apparently she's telling them I promised to pay and they should bill me. The venue has my email trail proving I transferred everything to her. They're not happy with her. The caterer reached out asking if the wedding was still happening. I said no and to cancel everything. They're keeping the $3,000 deposit per our contract. I accepted it. My ex called screaming, "You canceled the catering without asking me?" Me. There's no wedding. Why would we need catering? Her. I could have used that date for something else. Me. Like what? I don't know, a party, something. Me. Feel free to book your own party. The deposit's gone either way. She tried a new tactic. What if we just do a small wedding? No prenup. Just us and close family. No. Why not? I'm willing to compromise. The compromise was you not bringing me a fake prenup written by a life coach. We're past compromise now. One mistake and you throw away 2 years? One mistake? You tried to legally trap me into taking $80,000 of your debt. That's not a mistake. That's a plan. I was protecting myself. From what? Me? The guy who paid for everything while you saved for the honeymoon? Silence. Me, how much did you save, by the way? That's not relevant. Humor me. About $2,000. The honeymoon we planned was going to cost $8,000. I was going to cover the difference. Of course. Me. So you saved $2,000 while I paid $13,000 in wedding deposits, and you wanted me to take your $80,000 debt. Math isn't mathing. You make more money, you're supposed to contribute more. Contributing more is fine. Being legally obligated to take your debt while you take my assets isn't. She hung up. Again. But here's the best part. I did some digging, called a friend who knows her friend group. Turns out the life coach who wrote the prenup? She's been charging my ex $200 an hour for financial planning sessions. My ex has been paying this scammer for months to strategize her financial future. The prenup was the result of these sessions. The whole thing was a plan to trap me into funding her debt-free life. I have screenshots now, thanks to my friend who's still in group chats with these people. Messages from my ex talking about securing my financial future and making sure he handles the debt. It wasn't about protecting herself, it was about using me. My lawyer loved this. Updated the cease and desist to include evidence of premeditated financial manipulation. Basically, she planned this, it wasn't a mistake. My ex's response? She showed up at my apartment yesterday. I have a Ring camera, caught everything. Her, let me in, we need to talk. Me, through camera, no, leave or I'm calling the police. You can't keep avoiding me. Me, watch me. Her, I'm not leaving until you talk to me. I called the non-emergency line. Explained my ex was refusing to leave my property after being asked. Officer showed up in 15 minutes. Watching her explain to a cop why she needed to talk to her ex-fiancé who'd asked her to leave was satisfying. The officer told her to go. She tried to argue. He threatened to arrest her for trespassing. She left. Sent me a text an hour later. Calling the cops on me? Real mature. I didn't respond. This morning I got an email from her mom. Subject line, "You will regret this." The email was 3 paragraphs of how I'm making the biggest mistake of my life and her daughter is a catch and I'm too stupid to see it. I forwarded it to my lawyer. He replied, "Document everything. This family is unhinged." Yeah, I'm starting to see that. The wedding would have been in 4 weeks. I'm spending that weekend at my brother's cabin instead. He's bringing steaks and beer. We're going to fish and play video games and I'm going to enjoy being single and debt-free. My ex can enjoy whatever she does with her venue situation and her life coach scammer and her family's delusions. I'm good. Final update. 3 weeks since the original post. The wedding date was yesterday. Here's how everything shook out. Final vendor situation. I ended up eating about $4,200 in total cancellation fees, photographer, DJ, flowers. The venue kept their $5,000 deposit, but I transferred that contract to my ex weeks ago. The catering deposit, $3,000, was non-refundable. Total loss, about $12,200. Sucks, but honestly, cheap price to avoid a lifetime of financial manipulation. My ex never paid the venue balance. They sued her last week for the $12,000 remaining balance plus fees. She called me crying. They're suing me, you have to help. Me, why would I help? Because you transferred the contract to me knowing I couldn't pay. You told them you wanted to keep the date. They sent you a contract. You didn't pay. That's between you and them. I can't afford a lawsuit. Me, should have thought about that before trying to keep a wedding venue while single. You're really gonna let them sue me? I'm not letting them do anything. You created this situation. She went off about how I'm vindictive and cruel and punishing her for one mistake. Stop calling it one mistake. You spent months with a life coach planning how to trap me financially. You brought me a fraudulent prenup. You harassed me at work. You showed up at my apartment after I told you to stay away. These aren't mistakes. This is who you are. I loved you. Me, people who love you don't try to scam them. I hung up, blocked her number. Finally, family fallout. Her parents sent my parents a bill for their share of wedding expenses they claimed to have paid. My parents sent back receipts showing they hadn't paid for anything yet. Her dad sent one more threatening email. My lawyer responded with a cease and desist that basically said, "Contact us again and we're filing harassment charges." Haven't heard from them since. Her sister is still posting vague things on social media. My friends screenshot them and send them to me for laughs. Latest one, some people show their true colors when tested. Glad the trash took itself out. My buddy commented, "You talking about your sister trying to scam her fiancé with a fake prenup?" She blocked him, then deleted the post. The life coach saga. My ex apparently demanded a refund from the life coach who wrote the prenup. The life coach refused. My ex left bad reviews on every platform. The life coach threatened to sue for defamation. My ex backed down. Karma works in mysterious ways. Financial recovery. I'm out about $12,200 total. Not great, but I make decent money, and I was prepared to spend way more on an actual wedding. I'm treating it as an expensive lesson in vetting people before proposing. My brother pointed out I would have lost way more in the divorce after she trapped me with that prenup. He's right. Mental state? Honestly, I'm good. Really good. The first week was rough. Lots of what-ifs and second-guessing. But then I remembered her showing up at my work. The fake prenup, the manipulation, the entitlement. I didn't lose anything worth keeping. Yesterday, the wedding day, my brother and I went to his cabin like planned. Grilled steaks, drank beer, played poker. His wife came up for dinner and we had a good time. My phone was off all day. When I turned it back on, I had 3 voicemails from my ex. First one, 2 p.m. "I can't believe you're really not showing up. Everyone's asking where you are." Wait, what? Second one, 4 p.m. "My mom paid for the venue last minute and invited everyone anyway. This is so humiliating." Third one, p.m. "I hope you're happy. You ruined what should have been the best day of my life." I called my friend who was invited to the original wedding. He filled me in. Apparently, my ex's mom paid the venue balance the day before the wedding. They invited all 150 guests, set up like a normal wedding ceremony, except there was no groom. My ex stood at the altar and gave some speech about toxic masculinity and men who can't handle strong women and how she deserves better. Then they had the reception anyway. Full dinner, dancing, the works, like a bizarre party celebrating her being single. My friend said it was the weirdest thing he's ever witnessed. Most guests left after the ceremony. The ones who stayed were family and her closest friends. Cost her mom about $18,000 for venue, catering, everything. I saved the voicemails. My lawyer says keep everything documented just in case. Moving forward, I'm back in my house. Changed the locks, she had a key. Updated my security system. Blocked her entire family. Signed up for a financial planning course to make sure I actually understand prenups and asset protection for the future. Not making this mistake again. My brother asked if I'm ready to date. Not yet. Need time to process how close I came to legally binding myself to someone who saw me as a piggy bank. But I'm not bitter, just more careful. The money I lost sucks. The time invested in the relationship sucks. But finding out who she really was before signing a marriage license? Priceless. To everyone who commented on my original post, thanks for the reality check. Some of you called me harsh for sticking her with the photographer bill, but she stuck herself with it by making the wedding conditional on financial manipulation. Natural consequences are a thing. She's dealing with hers. I'm dealing with mine. The difference is mine involve being single and debt-free, while hers involve lawsuits and embarrassing solo wedding ceremonies. I'll take my outcome. For anyone in a similar situation, trust your gut. If someone tries to trap you financially, legally, or emotionally, run. The short-term pain of ending it is nothing compared to the long-term damage of staying. Wedding would have been yesterday. Instead, I ate a great steak and won $50 playing poker. Best decision I ever made. Thanks for listening to this mess, Reddit. Time to move on with my life.